I see a comedian go on stage and they do a great joke, and then they're on to another premise. And I always go, there's fucking there's 10 or 15 more jokes there. What the fuck are you doing? You didn't explore the premise. To me, I always watch a guy like Carlin, like baseball versus football. You know what I mean? Baseball's played on a diamond. Football played on a gridiron. I mean, I love the way Carlin played with language. He's my favorite. But, you know, he really goes into depth on a subject matter. And I was told early on by a comedian that worked at the Comedy Store, you should always overwrite. You could always scale it back, but it's like, that's the process of editing. You want to start with a lot. Like, I mean, most of my stuff starts out with, it's like, you know, um,
I was going to ask, what is the process for you from where you
well,
started to where you are now? Like, when you first started, what was your writing process? It was a way different, I'm sure, than it is right now.
no, it's always been overwriting. And
Yeah.
it always starts with something that really fucking annoys me. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And I sit there and it comes from like a frustration, whether it's waiting. It always starts there. So, and because I'm legitimately pissed off about it, there's an authenticity that comes when I'm generally frustrated on stage. So it comes to, so I start with something like just going through TSA, and the whole process. And then I got to jump on the internet, and then I go down a deep rabbit hole researching everything about that. I research everything I can find about it. I always say that, if you give me 20 facts, I'll give you 20 jokes. A great thing. Once someone once told me, they said, just for like a month, you should get up every day and read the newspaper from cover to cover, from end to end. And that way you could almost talk about anything and be informed about any subject matter that's going on in the world today. And then you read that stuff and your mind starts to think about it. And from there, you kind of, but I always start with like, give me the facts, give me the information. And then I go on this rant. And my shoot, man, my comment, when I look at my notes, it looks like a lecture series, and there's no funny in it yet. And then I go back over it, and I kind of limit it, and then I start to layer it with some punchlines, and then I start to get a little more descriptive. Like, as a comedian, first off, your job is to make people laugh. That's your fucking job. Your job is not to jump up in a soapbox and jam your opinions down people's throat and make them, like I don't need you to, I just want to make an audience laugh. Okay. I want to make an audience laugh. That's my fucking job. I don't want to do it. I want to work to the top of my intelligence. So if I'm talking about something, I want to be informed about it. That way they go, yeah, that's true. Not is it funny? It's true. Funny because it's true. So I like to make people laugh and think at the same time. And I like to when I really start, like sometimes it'll take me like 2 years to really put the finishing touches on a bit, to finesse a bit, to like make it like, like you come up with a line like, I hate flying like Nigerians hate spam filters, which, everybody's got an email from a Nigerian prince, but it's like, it requires a little bit of thought to get the joke. Yeah, you have to give your audience a lot of credit for being intelligent so they'll get the joke, because you have to be intelligent to get a joke. I mean, there's just no question about it. So I always give my audience credit for being intelligent and knowing they'll know what's going on. They'll get it. If you give them the breadcrumbs, they'll follow the joke.